Hey class, good evening. It's Jeff Kach back here with section 7.4. And let me go over some stuff with you. This is called dividing radical expressions. So if you have a root of a over b to a certain radicand, you can actually split them like this. So you simply just do what it says. Okay, split them first. Square root of 49 over the square root of 100. And what is the square root of 49? That's 7. Square root of 100 is 10. Done. Okay, next one. Split them again. Split each one. What is the square root of 144? That is 12. What is the square root of p squared? You take this little 2 and an invisible 2, divide it into that. It goes one time. You can write the one if you want or leave it alone. And that's it. Okay, let's keep going. Let's split them again. Okay, square root of 25 is 5. Now remember, there's an invisible little 2 there. 2 goes into 5 twice. And there is 1 left over. So you write a to the first, invisible 1 inside. Go to the bottom. Little invisible 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times. And nothing left over. You are done. Okay, this next one, number 4, it's already split. But you can't do anything. But you can divide, as long as you have the same square root, you can divide the 2 into the 18 and get 9. And the y's cancel. So you get the square root of 9, which is 3. Okay, the next one. Now, if you split them, okay, you can't take the square root of either one, but you must do something called rationalizing the denominator. Rationalizing. Okay, and that means you do not want to have a square root on the bottom. And the real reason why you can't have it, I asked 2 teachers, one from this country, one from China, and they both said the same thing, because it looks better. So you could laugh at me, but that's the reason. Anyway, how do you get rid of the radical on the bottom? It's really simple. Multiply by itself on the bottom. Because square root of 5 times square root of 5 will make it go away. Now, whatever you write on the bottom, write on the top. So you're actually multiplying by 1. So now multiply straight across. Now, can you simplify the top? Is there a perfect square that goes into 35 evenly? And the answer is no. So just rewrite square root of 35. And the square root of 25 is 5. You got rid of the square root on the bottom. You are done. Okay, we're going to do that 3 more times. Now, number 6. Number 6. You can't take the square root of 5, can't take the square root of 7, can't divide anything that goes evenly. So I need to get rid of the square root on the bottom. Multiply only by the square root that's on the bottom. Leave the other part, that's the 2, alone. And whatever you write on the bottom, write on the top. Because this is equal to 1. Now, when you multiply, you are I'm going to write it over here. You are to multiply the outside times the outside. That's a little 1 there. So that's 3. 5 times 7 is 35. 2 times that 1 is 2. 7 times 7 is 49. Now, let's simplify. Can you take the square root of 35? No perfect squares into 35. Now, bring that 2 along. What is the square root of 49? It is 7. And we get 3 root 35 over 2 times 7 is 14. Last step, can you reduce the outside numbers? The answer is no. Okay. I'm going to move this down. It's nice and clear. Okay, split them up. Okay. Now I need to get rid of the square root on the bottom. Multiply top and bottom by square root of 20. And you get the square root of 60x over the square root of 400. Now, what's the square root of 400? And that is 20. Now, the square root of 60 is the same thing as, I'm making sure you can see this, 4 times 15. Square root of 4 is 2. You cannot take the square root of 15. And you cannot take the square root of x, leave the x inside. Now, as I said on the last problem, see if you can reduce the outsides. And you can. 1 goes into 20, 2 goes into 20 10 times. So you get the square root of 15x over 10. Done. Okay, let's move this up. Last problem, split them. You can't divide, multiply by the square root of 11. Okay, and you get the square root of 55 over the square root of 121. Now, what is the square root of 121? It is 11. Can you take the square root of 55? Is there a perfect square that goes into it? No. So it is the square root of 55 over 11. All done. Anyway, I'm going to show you a guest, one of my guests in my house. Are you ready? I want you to meet my dog. And this is Gracie the dog. Good night, all.